So have you ever wanted to grow your own food, keep a few animals on your farm, and just start your self-sufficiency journey? Today at Saraji Eco Farm, we'll delve into three or so myths about self-sufficiency, and this is purely based on our experience over the past 3 years. So let's start with the first one. Uh, a lot of people believe that self-sufficiency will save you money. So, but what's the truth really? At Saraji Eco Farm, when we were setting up our farm, there are a lot of initial expenses that we had to take. Uh, one of them being just fencing around the farm, the other one being just constructing the water system around the farm, and several other expenses that come with self-sufficiency. For example, look at these carrots. We have to buy seeds every season for carrots or any other plants that you want to grow. If you're not producing your own compost or manure at the farm, then you'll have to buy manure and all those things. Yeah, so as you continue weeding this bed, um, the other thing that could cost you is actually labor. So, for example, if you're not able to do all the work on the farm by yourself, um, initially, if your starting costs are high, then you might, if you do the math of buying organically grown food produce from the market vis-a-vis growing it yourself, it might not make sense. But in the long run, in the long run, it could actually save you money, but it's not a guarantee. As you've said, there are a lot of factors that influence whether your self-sufficiency journey is actually going to be a money-saving venture or not, because there's a lot involved. Probably you have to continuously do soil tests that are charged. Yeah. Um, you have, for those who purchase organic fertilizer, that's still a cost. So it really depends. It's not an absolute given that when you start your self-sufficiency journey, you're actually going to make any savings on your money. Uh, yeah, so as we continue to speak about that, this is our second last bed that we ever did on the farm. We have quite a number of raised beds on the farm, and we have some spring onions here and some carrots, and then some volunteer plants, some gooseberries that we have. We have a few collard greens, but remember the cow incident, we had a lot of collard greens in this area. So most of them were eaten by the cow. We uprooted them and did the carrots. Anyway, we'd like to know your experience as a self-sufficiency farmer. Has it actually saved you money? For us, that's what I was saying in the long term. Our experience is that right now we are actually saving money because a lot of the things that we are growing, uh, we are not we are not actually we don't have labor costs on this area that we actually grow our food because we do the work ourselves. As you can see, we are weeding today in some of the beds. So we don't have labor costs. Most of the crops that we have here, we reproduce from the existing crops. Say, for example, the collard greens, the arrowroots, the spring onions, like that. And then the ones that produce seeds like hibiscus, you will keep replanting the seeds that you produce from the farm. So we are not incurring any costs. But on the other hand, then there's a time element where so it's a give and take. So now we spend quite a bit of time just working on the farm. So you lose time, you save some money. So now, however, there is now even though we are saving some money, now there's the time element of it because, as we said, we are doing the work ourselves here. So the time it takes to plant, the time it takes to weed, that's what we are spending on the farm. But on the other hand, we are saving money. We'd like to know what your experience has been. Are you actually saving any money when you do your self-sufficiency? For us, it was not a key goal like to save money. It was just to be able to grow our own food the way we would want uh, to grow it ourselves organically. Yeah. So for us, no using of chemical fertilizers or those synthetic chemicals, whatever they use, pesticides, fungicides, all those, I don't even know them. Yeah, those ones that are used on the farm. So ours was just to avoid all that. and grow our food organically. But what has the experience been? Let us know in the comment section.
Such a windy day today, but it's all good. The weather here changes from time to time. So the other myth is that you can easily grow all your food, but this means that you have to grow everything that you consume, maybe in a year. So you have to grow all the nuts, or you need to grow sufficient rice for all year, wheat for all your bread, all the vegetables that you actually need to consume. You keep all the animals. Let's say if you consume beef, you need sufficient cows for beef, and then you need goats, you need sufficient dairy cows for milk. These are all processes. Even if you have a lot of land, it's actually not easy to grow everything that you actually need. So, but for us over here, we try to grow variety as much as we can, because even if you try if you have sufficient land to grow everything you need, there are other factors that can affect you or even stop you from achieving that. Issues like the weather, fertility of the soil, diseases for animals and crops. Yeah, so the reality of self-sufficiency is that it's a journey, and it's just a journey, not to a particular destination. It's just a journey for you to try and grow as much in terms of variety as you basically can, because there's also the issue of time. You don't have all the time to actually spend all the time on your farm doing all this. You also need to earn an income, and also it depends. Like for us, sometimes the kids will tell us, today we don't want to eat in the house, we want to go to somewhere out, to a hotel or to a restaurant and enjoy their food. Or sometimes they say they just want, for example, they want to eat a burger. So sometimes they want to eat a burger, so we have to actually go somewhere and eat some food that someone else has actually prepared, which is beef or yeah, or anything else. So yeah, so the fact of self-sufficiency is that you have to understand it's your own personal journey, and you're trying to achieve as much of your preferences, especially towards food, as much as you can. So we started basically, we grew maize like everyone else. Then we had collard greens, we had onions. But over time, over the last 3 years, we've done so many things. So we keep on trying new things. We keep on trying to have as much variety as possible. And sometimes, because of variety and because of the issue of land, for example, we will not have, if you are to eat collard greens every day, we will not have sufficient collard greens on the farm. So what we do is that if today we consume collard green, tomorrow we consume another vegetable, so that whatever you have on the farm can last us for long. Yeah, so for example, like hibiscus here, we love hibiscus tea. We've been enjoying it for several weeks now. However, it's not sufficient. Once the season is done, we won't have hibiscus, so we'll have to move to something else. For example, you have lemongrass. You're going to take lemongrass for lemon tea, lemongrass tea for a while, and then after that we'll move something else. Rosemary. We have rosemary on the farm. We have mint on the farm. We have chamomile on the farm. So the variety actually keeps us actually going, as opposed to maybe if we had plant hibiscus that would last us for a whole year, we'd occupy the whole farm with hibiscus. So we go for variety, and that actually takes us through the year. So as Taraji Eco Farm, we know and we understand, and through our own experience, now we understand that self-sufficiency is just a journey, it's a process. So we keep on growing different varieties of crops. We keep on experimenting with different things, and there we keep on, like in animals, also experiment with new animals, keeping on the farm. And we know it's a process, it's a journey, but the main thing is to actually enjoy the process.
Now, the other thing that we the other myth that exists is that self-sufficiency means doing it in isolation, not seeking for help. Now, that is not true at all. One of the things that we've learned over the last 3 years is that community is very important, because you learn from each other. So we are in some farmer groups, let's say for gala goats and all that. We do have some farmers contacts, even some of you that we got to know through our YouTube channel. And from there, we share a lot of information, just as we share a lot of information with you, even with the farmers that we've gotten to interact with. We're able to share a lot of information. So the truth is that you cannot do self-sufficiency in isolation. If you want to be successful in farming, uh, you need to have a sense of community with other farmers. Uh, Share your knowledge. You can even share resources. You can trade, for example. Let's say I have some, like, let me tell you how trading happens here. Like, not necessarily I give you, you give me something, but like when we started our self-sufficiency journey, a lot of the crops that we started with, the spring onions, the collard greens, we got them from nearby farmers. Yeah. So it's good to build that sense of community. That way you are able to enjoy your self-sufficiency journey, and also to learn new things from those around you, because every day is a learning process. The beautiful thing about self-sufficiency is that every day is a learning process. You get to experiment new things. You get to know what crops do well in your area, what other crops your other farmers are doing, what other animals other farmers are doing, and whether it's something that you can try. So that sense of community is very important in your self-sufficiency journey. So now the other thing is that yes, you can't do it in isolation. You will need to even employ people to help you on your farm. For example, even though on this area of our farm we don't require laborers, we do have another bigger farm where we grow fodder for our goats, and we can't do it by ourselves. So we have to employ people, keep a good relationship with them as well, just to make sure that they do a good job, and we also get benefits for the amount of money that you are paying them. So you can't do it in isolation at all. You will not succeed. You can if it's a small kitchen garden, but it's important to actually keep those connections, uh, and that's why we encourage that. Talk to other farmers, learn from them. We keep learning every single day, not just from Google, uh, but also from experience. There are people who've been farming for the last so many years, as we are just 3 years into it. So learning is a continuous process, and you need to be a very open-minded person also as a self-sufficiency farmer. Yeah, so the truth about self-sufficiency is that it's a journey. And what we say here at Sarajiko Farm is grow the things that you love the most, the ones that will give you joy growing. You don't have to grow everything. It's a journey, keep experimenting. And so don't give yourself unrealistic expectations that I need to grow all my food within a year. It's not practical. So keep so what we do here at Taraji Farm is that we keep trying new things over and over again. If something fails, we kind of do away with it if it doesn't make sense to us, and we grow things that we actually really love consuming here on the farm. So we hope that you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment down there. Tell us what your experience has been with self-sufficiency. Tell us, are you saving any money? How much time are you spending on your farm to grow your food? Is it something that you do full time, or do you actually do it like us for as a part time activity? And we'll see you on our next video. Bye for now.